Okay, I'm just going to give you a walk around of my ute canopy camping setup. I watched a lot of YouTube videos before I set this up. This one that I've got here, that I've designed and made, it's not for off-grid camping for weeks and months on end. Most of my camping is weekend for a night, maybe two, and probably once a year a week-long trip. So I've set it up to suit me. So if you're looking at doing this kind of thing and you want to go off-grid, you're going to have to get bigger stuff than what I've got. As you can see on the back, I have an awning. Now you can buy the roll-out awnings off a lot of the places on Facebook, the four-wheel drive places, and they are quite cheap. I like them, but I designed this one because I like the fact that you can take it off if it's wet and dry it out, whereas if you've got the roll-out ones, you've got on the back of you when you get home, you've got to roll them out and set them up and dry them out. So this one I can take off and hang on the clothesline. So as you can see up here, I bought the tarp off Bunnings, and this here, a hardware store. This here is the aluminium rail, and I've sewed a rope onto the tarp, and you just slide it into there. You hook these two ropes, one on the other side as well. On there, that holds it like that. Got my guy ropes and poles, and I've got one in the middle there that keeps it apart. Didn't cost a lot, probably about the same as what the roll-out awnings cost. But like I said, I like the fact that I can take it off and on. Now, I could have bought the boxes with the slide-out drawers in it, but again, I didn't like the design of it. Oh, I don't mind the design of it, but I wanted mine to be different. So what I've done is I've built a tray there. It's got 225 kilogram roll-out slides on roller bearings. Now, it holds the weight pretty good, but it's got on here, it's got 30 litre fridge. I've got my stove here. I use mostly for cooking meals and boiling kettles, but I have another stove as well. I'll show you that later. There's my gas bottle there for the stove. Little box here's got toilet paper, got an egg carton, got lighters and stuff for lighting fires. Here I put usually my 3 cups in here, little board for chopping up stuff on. In there is all my tucker box and my pots and pans and plates. Then if I pull this out, in there I got things like a Panadol, towel, soap, plastic bags and hand wipes. And then in here I have a pop-out bowl that I use for washing up my dishes. So you just fold it down, put it back in there. Now, the design feature that I put onto this, I was a bit concerned about the weight hanging over the end of it, and I thought that was a lot of weight to have on it, especially with the fridge out there. So what I've done, if I slide it back in, I've got to push the buttons down. I'll put these 2 things here on. Actually, I'll put 3 on. They're just off, they use them on conveyor systems for putting parcels along in stores and stuff. So they take a lot of weight. So what I've done is, and I've got one under there as well, and that sits on, it supports the fridge when it's in. When I roll it out, it hits them. Underneath, you'll see that I've got 2 rails, one there, and they hit those things there, and it supports the weight. So if someone leans on that, it's not going to bend it or bend my rails. So I can put it all the way up, and you hear the click. Now it's locked in position, can't go back, and it's really good. So I can stand there and cook my meals on it if need be, and it doesn't have too much weight hanging over. Now, underneath here I've got a bag that's got some butane gas bottles, salt, pepper, all those kind of things, toothpaste, fire lighter kit. I put a kettle in there, got some fire lighters, and I've got some nicks and knacks, tape and stuff like that. So underneath here is my 120 amp hour battery. You can see I've got a couple of phone charges going on at the moment because my daughter's out here. So I've got an inverter as well. So underneath there, when it folds out, is a fuse panel, a solar controller panel, and up on top I have a 60 watt solar panel. Now you might say, yep, people might say that's not enough, but like I said, I'm not off-grid camping. I'll have this going for today and tomorrow. It'll do the job for me. So when I get home, I actually turn the fridge off so the battery can charge up, and it sits there charged again until I need it next time I go camping. So up top I built a shelf up here. I put my chairs in there. There's a little 12 volt shower in there, so if I'm out in the bush I want to have a wash, I can. In there is my knives and forks. In there my tea, coffee, Milo and all that. I put this elastic band cargo net on here that I put my clothes in there, and that seems to hold it up very well. Up the back up there I've got two 10 litre jugs, and that's my water supply. It doesn't sound like a lot, but like it does what I need. Over in the corner there is a pressure pump. So what I do is I've got a switch over here and I turn it on, you'll hear it start up. And I've got this thing here which I think is just brilliant. It's an airline fitting, air compressor fitting, and it's got the tap on it, and I just run my water through that. So I turn the pressure pump on like I just did, and I just like that. Now this is really good because I don't have to come in here and splash water over the back of my ute. It just sits there and I can rinse plates off. The kids can come back and they can fill up their cups and such. Most of the time I have it off. Don't worry about having under pressure. And if you come around this side, I fill the system via this here. So I just pop that up and I can fill up my thing from the outside. I don't have to crawl in there and get it. So another feature I've got, now I take this bag here off, put it down. This came as a bit of an afterthought, but it's a great afterthought. I put that down, you can see my fuse box there. I put this shelf in. Now it'll slide all the way out. Now that shelf, I can put all the sleeping tent cots, the mattresses, sleeping bags on that. It came as an afterthought like I said, but it uses up the space that's at the front there, which you can't, if I would have not had the shelf, I would have had everything sitting on top of this, and if I wanted to use it when I wanted to go somewhere, everything's got to be on top, and you've got to remove it to get the slide out shelf. I've also got in here, in that bag there, is a butane gas stove. Now it's one of those disposable canister ones. It's also a hot plate in there. I use that because it's really good for slow cooking meat on. This one here tends to burn because it's very hard to regulate. I use that mostly for boiling water and cooking vegetables. But that one there, I pull it out and put it on a pop-up table and use it to cook my meat on. So you just slide that back like that. That goes over, and then you can put that bag back on top. That just sits in there nicely and it doesn't fall off. So still got plenty of room to do all my put all my tent cots and everything in there. My food's all self-contained. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Feel free to put comments up if you don't reckon it's right, but that's alright. Like I said, it's not designed for off-grid camping. It's designed for weekend and the 2 or 3 day jobs. So anyway, I just thought I'd show you what I've done.